Hey everyone, and welcome to my second horror channel. I used to have a channel called The Horror Room, and I uploaded on there, I think it was every week. Yeah, pretty much every week. Um, I had like a whole year's worth of videos planned out, filmed, and then I just kind of fell off. You know, life happens. But now I have truly redeveloped my horror room. If you saw the previous videos I did with the walkthrough. So I kind of wanted to get into doing this again, mainly just for me, but hopefully maybe I can share some stuff with you guys that you didn't know existed or maybe learn a little bit of something. So if there's something specific horror wise you guys want me to talk about or want to discuss, let me know. But without further ado, let's jump into today's topic, which is horror laser discs. Now, I've been collecting LaserDiscs for about roughly 8 years now. And it just kind of started as, I saw it and I was like, oh, these are kind of like vinyl. I don't really collect vinyl, but I was like, oh, there's some cheap movies and they're in a unique format. Now, back when I started buying them, I didn't have a LaserDisc player, but I eventually did find one and then it stopped working. But over last summer, I ended up getting a new player. And since then, I've had like tons and tons of movies that I've been finding. But unfortunately, horror is, of course, the hardest thing to find on Laserdisc. So, unless you're willing to buy like Japanese or imported ones, some players do play the foreign releases, but I'm not too familiar with it, so I don't want to take my chances. So I've been trying to stick with the English releases. Um, but here's the collection I have, and I'm pretty proud of it. Would love to expand on it someday, but for right now, this is a pretty good amount. So let me show you what I got. First off, this is one of the first ones that I ever found. Was this Evil Dead one, and it's got this big box, and then you open it up. It's got your menu. Now, what was cool about my old LaserDisc player is you wouldn't have to get up and flip the disc. It would actually do it for you. But the new one that I got, you do have to do that. So it's a little bit of a nuisance, but oh, sorry, trying to get this out. So yeah, they come in multiple parts. So if you don't know, it's basically like a record where you have the front and back side. And this one's gold, which I always thought was really awesome. So yeah, you got Evil Dead on here. You got lots of like special features and stuff. It's interesting how this predates DVD, but they had like commentary tracks and bonus features and stuff. So it's pretty unique and pretty awesome that they were able to do all that in this format. Let me read you a bit of what's on here. It says, "Hey you, deadheads. If blood, guts, and demonic possession are what you're looking for, you've come to the right place. The Evil Dead may not have award-winning acting or a complex and thought-provoking plot, but for you gorehounds out there, yeehaw, you've struck gold. This was my first film as an actor. No comments from the peanut gallery. It was kind of an earn while you learn scenario. As young punks from suburban Detroit, Rob Tapert, Sam Raimi and I had no idea what we were getting into. This was to become a 4-year trial by fire. Fortunately, with your patronage, it paid off. The Evil Dead first took hold in Europe since no U.S. distributor would touch it, which is very surprising because over in England and Europe and all that, the European nations and anything, they had what was called the video nasties. So a lot of movies, including Evil Dead, ended up on the video nasties, which is basically people trying to ban and censor certain horror movies. So I'm surprised that they got it before we did. Let's see. After making boatloads of cash, the U.S. reconsidered. Funny how that works. On behalf of Sam and Rob, I'd like to thank all of our loyal investors and Stephen King, whose endorsement early on helped separate the Evil Dead from the pack. To those of you good people who have seen this film umpteen times, I thank you and pity you. Stay groovy, Bruce Campbell. So, yeah. It's got raw footage on one of these. It's got... The movie is actually broken into 3 sides, which is crazy. But yeah. And then one of them just has the theatrical trailer on it, which is pretty funny. So yeah. One of my favorite editions I own. And we'll get to another one later on. Now, I was going to do these in order. Actually, yeah, I still can. Let me flip these. Ugh. I should have brought a little table in here or something. Now, this one, you might be able to say, oh, it's not really horror. But the first one was the scariest one. And that's Alien. Oh. One of my favorite science fiction horror movies. Absolutely gorgeous. Fantastic film. If you've never seen it, I don't know what you're doing here. Alien, again. I like to collect my variants. And, of course, that was the widescreen edition. This is the full screen, which, depending on the player and the TV, I mean, I don't know. And that's a stereo extended play, so it's probably got really great sound. And a lot of these do have great, great sound. Then you have the widescreen edition of Aliens. A little more action-oriented, but I'd say there's enough elements of horror in here. And, oh, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful spread. It's like, I kind of get the appeal why people like to get vinyl, if there's things like that. This is one that I got not too long ago, and I'm very happy to have. And that's Cannibal Ferox. Now, I can't really show you the inside, because there's some pretty graphic stuff in here. But if you know the movie, then you know. But it did come with this awesome barf bag, which I guess back in the day it was kind of a gimmick more than anything, but they would be like, oh, you're going to get sick when you watch this, so we're going to hand you one of these. But hey, that's cool, giving out free little memorabilia. Now this one technically was supposed to come with a vinyl, but the seller let me know that, hey, this is why it's selling for so cheap. And I said, well, hey, I don't collect vinyl anyways. And I'm pretty sure I got the soundtrack on DVD or something, because I have a special edition one. Child's Play 2, my absolute favorite Chucky film. So I had to get it on LaserDisc. And actually, I watched this not too long ago. Still the best one, hands down. Here's another Sam Raimi film, Darkman. I've actually never seen this movie, but it was super cheap, so I was like, why not? And hey, I've heard great things about it from what little reviews and stuff I've heard. Now we're on to the other one. Evil Dead, Dead by Dawn. Oh, the Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. This... It's either this or Cannibal Ferox. One of those two is the most expensive one I own. But this one is really great. It's just like the original movie. This one is blood red. So, like, the first one had the gold, this one has the red. Unfortunately, Army of Darkness never got that special treatment. It's on LaserDisc, but there's no, like, special edition that I know of, anyways. Oh, gosh. There we go. Sometimes these jackets are very hard to get on and off the discs. But it's a good way to keep them safe. Up. And you gotta get the sleeve on there. I promise I'm not gonna do this for every single sleeved DVD, LaserDisc, whatever. I'm tired. It's been a long day. I'm filming this kind of late. I actually just got back from my friend's house, and we were kind of watching Terrifier 3, kind of just goofing around, talking smack. Oh my gosh, this won't go on there. There we go. Sometimes it just seems like I should just say, get these sleeves off of here, but I know if you're like me and you're a serious collector, you like to keep your stuff nice and pretty. Oh God. And that's why we do it the other way. There we go. Well, I'm definitely patting this video out. Then we have Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. A lot of people hate this movie. I'm not gonna lie, it's not the best, but I think it's pretty fun. And I also, let me see if I can grab them. Right up here on the TV that I have a pair of the Freddy's Dead 3D glasses that I actually picked up at a convention. And on the back, it has advertisements for Suburban Commando, which, unironically, I just bought today on DVD. And then House Party 2. I don't have House Party 2. Or 1, for that matter. Then we have Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. Now, there's a couple LaserDiscs that have this, like, simple poster format. Where it's that, and then you have the disc around the outside. I think that's because they just either didn't have or didn't want to make art to cover the entire thing. Whereas, like, with the Freddy one, it covers the whole thing, and it looks gorgeous. I don't mind this, but it is kind of lazy feeling. There's some other ones from movies that I was like, oh, I gotta look that up. And then I found out it looked like this. And I'm like, I think Dolls is one of them. And I really was like, ooh, that doll holding the eyeballs on a big thing would be great. But, here's one of my favorites. It has a gatefold, but I'm not gonna pull them all out. House by the Cemetery. Plus, there's another one that I think I probably shouldn't, because it might be a little too graphic, but you got Dr. Freudstein there on the back. Another great movie, a Fulci classic. Then you have one of my absolute favorite Universal monster movies, The Invisible Man. The only thing that could top this is Creature from the Black Lagoon, which I surprisingly don't own on LaserDisc. I need to get that, because that's a good one. Then I have Michael Jackson's Thriller, and it also has the making of. It has the music video, and it also has the making of, which is pretty cool. Because John Landis, I believe that's who it is, who directed An American Werewolf in London, helped direct that music video. And they show some of the behind-the-scenes footage that Michael Jackson saw that movie and was like, oh, I'm going to have this guy help me do my music video, or however he talked. Nothing against Michael Jackson. Well, I mean, whatever. We're not going to get into that. Then I have Monkey Shines. Again, you see it's got the regular poster and the disc. I'm like, man, just have the straight black with the monkey shines. That'd be so cool. On a related note, kind of, I did see The Monkey recently. That was a great movie. So if you haven't seen that yet, I'd recommend go see it. Then we have Night of the Living Dead. Oh, talk about a classic. The 25th Anniversary Collector's Edition. This one also has a gatefold, but I don't want to get it out. I'm sorry. We're almost done now. Then I have Puppet Master 2. Look at how beautiful that is. It pops. I would love to get part 1 and part 3. I don't think Curse is on LaserDisc. I'm not sure. But at least the first 3 on LaserDisc. With artwork like that, oh yeah. But obviously I'd want the first one. This one come in a plastic case, okay? Get ready for it. Starlog Video presents Scream Greats, Tom Savini, Master of Horror Effects. Now, eventually, if I get to meet Tom Savini again and have him sign something, oh yeah, I'm going to have him sign this bad boy, because he's one of my favorite special effects artists of all time. And this is a really fun behind the scenes about like various movies and projects he's worked on. So it's really cool. I also have, I can't remember if I have both. I think I do have both. They're books about his behind the scenes special effects. Maybe I'll do a video someday. We'll look through some of that and talk about some of the movies he's influenced and worked on. But finally, we have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's a fantastic release. It's a great way to watch this movie. For as clear and as crisp as the picture is on this, which I didn't mention. Even though these predate LaserDisc, the picture is like very good. Like when I first watched a LaserDisc movie, I thought it was going to be kind of VHS quality. But after watching it, I was like, this is almost pretty much on par with DVD, if not slightly better, in my opinion. Now, of course, the convenience factor is not better, but that can't be helped. So, there you have it. There's my entire horror LaserDisc collection. I'm trying to grow it, but of course, a lot of the ones that I really like are really expensive. I would love to get all the Friday the 13ths that are available on LaserDisc, but they're expensive. I wouldn't mind having some of the Halloweens, but obviously the main one I'd love to get is the first one, but I got to get that Criterion Edition one because it opens up, it's got extra stuff. And then I probably just want to get more obscure stuff. Oh, here's a story. Back when I was first starting collecting LaserDisc, I saw Dead Alive on LaserDisc for $15. And I should have grabbed it. I think they had that and Return of the Living Dead. But I should have grabbed Dead Alive because that's one of my favorite movies, and that one is probably insanely hard to find now. And I don't think it was that much. But you know, you got your movies like The Thing, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Toxic Avenger would be one that I'd love to have. And just maybe some other random ones. If Class Reunion Massacre was on LaserDisc, but I don't think it is. I think I have every release that ever existed for that. Unless foreign releases, obviously. But yeah, so there you have it. Thanks for watching. I don't know how often I'm going to update and post videos, but when I do, I'm just going to find something that I genuinely want to talk about that I think you might enjoy, and hopefully you guys did, and I'll see you around.